What's going on, everybody on YouTube? It's me, it's the Masked Man, and I'm here to review um, Rosewood at the halfway point, the midpoint of season 1 of Rosewood. Rosewood stars Morris Chestnut as Bowman Rosewood Jr., who is a Miami pathologist, meaning he studies dead bodies. He has a rare heart condition, and he tries to solve cases for the Miami Police Department. He has a relationship with Detective Annalise Villa, who is played by Janae Lee Ortiz, and they have the typical man meets woman. They don't particularly like each other, but they fall for each other at some point. Now, I didn't look up whether or not this show is doing well, so I don't know if this show is going to continue. I don't know if this show is going to make it. But one thing I will say about this show, and one thing I will say that's good about this show, is that Morris Chestnut is a very charming character. He's a very likable character. He is a very smooth character. He is a very charismatic character, and I really appreciate that. A lot of times when a man in a television show is somewhat of a ladies' man, is somewhat good at meeting women, talking to women, getting women to like them, sleep with them, whatever, they paint him as a villain. They try to paint a man who is good at getting with women, who is good at talking to women, who is comfortable in the presence of women. They try to paint him as like some kind of negative figures. Either he's immature, or either he's an asshole, or there's something wrong with him. You don't just have this skill because you're a good person. But I do like how they make him a nice guy, a genuinely nice guy who loves life, who just happens to be charming, who just happens to be good at getting women. Now, that's pretty much what this show is about. In a nutshell, the whole show is he's a man that's probably not going to live very long. And he's extremely charming. If that doesn't hook you, then there's really nothing else about this show that's going to appeal to you. If you don't like a charismatic man who has health issues, that's really all this show has to offer. This show doesn't bring a lot of new things to the table. The dead bodies and him inspecting them, him being a qualified medical examiner, has pretty much been done and done better and been done on the same network by the TV show Bones. I mean, we're in what I believe is the 11th season of Bones. I think I dropped out, not intentionally, just because my situation has changed, in like season 8, and I can't even watch the show right now because I'm so far behind on what's going on. They're still doing Bones. I hear that Betty White is a part of Bones now. That's how damn long that show has been going on. So you can't really sell a show just on, you know, ugly looking corpses. There has to be more to it than that. And every other part of this show kind of feels like they're pandering. You got the white detective, but he's not really white. He's an Italian. And I'm not saying that they play that up or they make a big deal of his Italianness, but it is noticeable with his accent and everything. I think if the show was set in Boston or something like that, him having a thick accent and that whole thing would be a little bit more, in line, or it wouldn't feel out of the ordinary to me. But the first thing I thought of when I thought about his character is that he has a thick accent and he has a lot of wives. And then you have the Latin detective. I don't know who she's supposed to represent. I don't know what she's I don't know what her race is. Ortiz, I'm guessing she's either Mexican or Puerto Rican. I'm not sure what her ethnicity is, but she just overdoes this whole "I don't like you," my husband died kind of shtick. It's like if you're not attracted to somebody or whatever, or you're trying not to fall for somebody, you don't have to be rude to somebody. You don't have to be this stereotypical character. You don't have to be what she's been. You can just be something more creative than what they made her character into. Then you have the very implausible. Not only does his sister work for him in this very specific profession, his sister works for him, and his sister's girlfriend works for him. So he has a sister. His sister is gay, and her girlfriend is also in the same profession and is also employed by him. So you get to see this happy, attractive, healthy gay couple prominently displayed in every episode, with pet names and, just you get to see that, in the show, and it's not just there. They are making a statement. She has problems with her parents over the fact that now let me clarify. Pippi Rosewood is Beaumont's sister. Her girlfriend is Tara. Tara is a white lady, so not only are you hitting, the gay demographic, but you're hitting the interracial couple demographic. So you're hitting a lot of points. And Tara even has like issues with like her family. They don't want to accept her. And Beaumont's family, who pretty much consists of Donna Rosewood, up until like the 6th or 7th episode, Donna is very accepting of homosexuality. She's very accepting of it. She makes a big deal of being accepting of it. She, gives it her blessing as a Christian woman. And, once again, a television show is making a statement to me, is telling me how to feel about something. And I don't want television to dictate how I'm supposed to feel. Just give me facts. Just give me a good story. Just give me a believable situation. Don't make these characters so black and white. And Donald Rosewood in general is a very overbearing, um, you know, it all up in your business kind of mother figure to Rosewood. It's like why is his mother so overbearing? Why is his mother so in his business, so aggravating, so irritating, and he has to just deal with this nagging, persistent woman, that's all on his case all the time? And why is he so accommodating as a grown man who is looking down the barrel of death at this woman who just loves to run her mouth and be so opinionated? I understand that she is accomplished in her field, that she's an accomplished woman, but there should be, if they're gonna have her be this strong female character, then there needs to be some level of, bitch, you can't tell me what to do anymore. And he's more accommodating to this woman who is overbearing. And I think that's the best way that I can describe her, as an overbearing mother. He's more compensating and more accommodating than he should be. He even at some point has her come in and be a part of the lab so you can have the whole thing together, which, I just find annoying. I thought that this show wasn't gonna feature any prominent male characters at all. I thought they weren't going to show any men in the show. I thought it was going to be something like a Rosoli and Isles, where, they talked about a father character, but they just wrote the father off the show in the first season and got rid of every significant male figure in the show. But it wasn't it. They did eventually show Rosewood's father coming in and being a part of the show, and he was decent. I liked his character. I liked his energy. I liked his presence. But once again, this family, it's like they introduced the character. Now, the first time they introduce him is to let them know that they're having a divorce after 30 or so years or whatever. They're breaking up. This couple that we've never seen together, that we've never seen have any kind of relationship. We've never seen them be in love, hug, kiss, do anything. The first time the father figure shows up is for the relationship to end. And you don't get a sense of him with her, or how they conducted themselves as parents. They don't explain what went wrong. It was just the fact that there was no, completely strong male character in the show, because Beaumont is strong, but he's weak because he's dying, and he's weak because he let his mother walk all over him and feels bad when he tells his mother what he should tell an overbearing old woman. It's like, mind your business. I'm handling this. Don't come to my house unannounced. I don't care if that is your mama. If you pay your own bills and take care of one of her other children, then you have a little leeway to say what the fuck you feel and tell your mother to get the fuck off your case. And the fact that you don't see a lot of real people in shows, that the realest character that I see in a television show is Noah Bennett, and that's set in the most insane world possible. That's kind of frustrating to me. because people should be allowed to have real reactions, and they should be allowed to have real emotions and real feelings, and to stand behind those real emotions and real feelings. And everything in Rosewood is very polished. Rosewood, if he has an outburst, he'll come back and he'll apologize. And you know his sister and her fiance, everything is lovely in their relationship, and they never argue, they never fight, they never have any disagreements. They're perfect. They're a gay couple, so they're perfect. And the only heterosexual couple you see in the show, the minute you see them, they're breaking up. So it's that kind of dichotomy that this show is just, it has something going forward with the Morris Chestnut, with the Rosewood character. I think he's very charismatic. I think he's very entertaining. He's fun to watch. I think they've given him a lot of a backstory, and he's a very intelligent guy. He's a very cultured guy. He's a little bit like James Bond, mixed with Dr. House. It's like he's a smart, suave guy who's broken, physically broken, you know, but he's smart and he's suave, and people love him and they like him. So I think that's kind of a combination. But anyway, that was, my review of the first half of Rosewood. If I had to slap a label on this show, I would say that it's watchable. I think that the Morris Chestnut character, he carries the show. He put a show on his back, and he is carrying a show through, a ton of little issues, a ton of problems. I think everything about the show is either cliche or is pandering, but the Rosewood character is fun to watch, and there's plenty of him, and he does a lot to make you like him and to make everything work. But if that's not your bag, if you don't like one character carrying a whole show, then this is not going to be the show for you. But I think it's watchable. That's my review. Let me know what you thought. Put it in the comments. Like the video, dislike the video. Be honest. You're not going to hurt my feelings. I'm trying to be as professional as I can and be as good as I can at this. Follow me on Twitter at the Mr. Mass Man on Twitter. Send me an email at Mr. Mass Man's Business. That's Mass Man's with an S, business at gmail.com. Anyway, that's all I had to say about that, and I will see you in the next video.